Hi Muhlenberg, and welcome to the semester's first Out of the Muhlenbubble. We're your hosts, Heather Downey,
David Berg,
and Lizzie Kunini. So guys, we had Emmys.
Wow.
I know, a lot of big surprises. So first off, for writing for a limited series, movie, or drama was Black Mirror. And it was a specific episode of Black Mirror called the USS Callister. And this was a Star Trek themed episode of Black Mirror where a guy clones people he works with, and the clones are stuck in this Star Trek fantasy forever, and they have to figure out how to get out. But a lot of people did not like this episode of Black Mirror. So, I don't know. The show's about technology and how it can go wrong.
So this was just this specific episode?
Yeah, this is the episode that won the Emmy.
It seems like there's a lot going on in the episode.
Yeah.
So, was it hard for people to follow, maybe? So maybe it was something that went over other people's heads.
Yeah, I think the issue with Black Mirror is it's so futuristic that a lot of people are just turned off by that. It's the modern day Twilight Zone. That's what a lot of people want to call it. And even the Twilight Zone was hard to watch. And so I didn't see this episode, but I know Black Mirror is just so future that it's just goes right over my head sometimes.
Yeah, so maybe for the common watcher, maybe it doesn't seem like something that would win an Emmy, but maybe to someone who is more educated in film and something like that, maybe it is something that seems worthy of an Emmy.
I know personally, I love Black Mirror, but one thing I like about Black Mirror is how realistic you could see this happening in the very near future. But I think this episode, for me at least, I was I don't see it happening as much because it just took you to Star Trek crazy fantasy, whereas the other ones are robots can take over, or your phone can track if people like you or not. So it was interesting. So we also have the winner of the animated program is Rick and Morty.
Ooh.
And the episode specifically that is why it won the Emmy is an episode called Pickle Rick.
Yes.
And so this is an episode where the mad scientist Rick turns himself into a sentient pickle, and he can talk and everything. And it's just because he doesn't want to go to family therapy with his daughter and his grandson. And Pickle Rick then goes on this crazy adventure. And it's like an adult cartoon, but it's just insane. It's honestly a pickle.
Yeah.
So
I mean, it's definitely not for kids. Rick and Morty, if it was a movie, would be rated R, especially that episode. But it's just become this cultural phenomenon that everyone if they see a pickle, they yell Pickle Rick. That's how popular the episode was. And he actually he creates a transformer suit for himself, but he kills a lot of rats in it because a pickle can't really kill a human. But then later in the episode, he does kill a human. This is all plot-based, so it really is out there. But I think maybe it deserved to win, maybe it didn't. The fan base has been a little toxic this year. If you've read about the McDonald's scandal of last October, where they released a Rick and Morty Szechuan sauce, which is a Asian-inspired Mulan sauce, and it was a PR nightmare for McDonald's. So I don't know if I would say that episode deserved to win, but it definitely is a good show, and it's definitely funny. But it's crazy, though.
I just find it interesting to look at what is winning Emmys.
Yeah.
And it's everything, spanning, intense drama.
Well, we were just talking about technology and cloning, and now we're talking about a pickle.
Right?
So the range of the content we're getting nowadays is quite massive.
Yeah.
I also think there's this new wave of animated adult TV shows that are coming that I haven't seen before, and maybe that's just as the viewers getting older. I know we definitely grew up with a lot of cartoons, and now it's evolving with us.
Right, and it seems having not seen either of those episodes, it seems that Rick and Morty maybe appeals to someone who has a greater sense of humor, or
definitely
is maybe willing to be more playful and in their own personality and in their own life. And just talking about how you were talking about how iconic this episode was, is maybe why it won, because not only did it have an impact on the viewers, but it had an impact on in the cultural way.
Yeah, the culture, absolutely, yeah.
All right, so now finally,
the
winner of the reality competition series and the reality host, RuPaul's Drag Race.
great.
Now,
Finally.
I know, it's taken RuPaul's Drag Race 10 seasons to win and get an Emmy for a reality competition series. And for everyone who doesn't know, RuPaul's Drag Race is, I guess, America's Next Top Model combined with Lip Sync for Your Life drag competition. And it's just been iconic in getting these drag performers' names out there and in the industry, and it's just taken so long for it to finally
win. Do you know how many times it's been nominated, or?
I don't know how many times.
I feel like it's been a lot though, because I feel like it comes up every year in the Emmy nominations.
Yeah. But this year they had tons and tons of celebrity hosts. So they had everyone from like Christina Aguilera to Kate Upton to Lena Dunham, and so I think that is like boost.
Is that what pushed it over?
I think that's what pushing it over and getting it out of like the woodworks, because I know that I had never heard about it until my friend had like Logo TV, like an app, and let me use it. But now it's like on Netflix and it's just becoming more prominent.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's been in the running for a while, so it's crazy that they finally won it.
Yeah.
So maybe switching gears to another TV show, not a recent one, an older one. Maybe many of you have watched it, The Office, one of my personal favorites.
It's a great show.
It was a really great show, but as of about 10 minutes before filming this, but 500 different props and set pieces of The Office are being auctioned off this week. So if you have a lot of money, you can try and go get those things. Some of the items I was scrolling through, and some of them that struck my interest was they have like Jim's desk phone for like the bid right now is like $1,700. You can imagine how high it's going to get.
It's gonna get really
but then they
high.
have like, or the paper when they did Hangman of when Stanley was having an affair. So if you know these references, like these are really big ticket items. They have the huge reception desk. So it's really going to be really cool if you have that kind of money and are a fan of The Office, because those are some really cool things that would be really awesome to have. I am a college student, so unfortunately
you're not going to get any of this.
Not going to get any of this, but it's kind of fun to just watch and see who ends up with it, and like how much people are willing to pay for that.
Yeah, I definitely think there's going to be some high ticket numbers in there. Like the more popular the episode is, I bet the item will sell for more.
Yeah, I especially think I'm curious to see who will end up like buying something like the reception desk, because if you do buy the paper they play Hangman on, I guess you could frame it or something like that.
What do you do with the desk?
But
what do you do with the desk?
Do you put it in your house? Like, I don't know.
What if it?
I mean, I guess.
Do you put it in like a glass case so it doesn't get like ruined?
Yeah, but this is like a large
It's like a big circular. Yeah, it's like as big as like
I
you're there.
I would use that thing.
Yeah, you would have to. If you buy it, you have to use it.
Did they say what the money's going towards?
I was wondering the same thing.
That's a great question. So, yeah, I'm not actually sure. I didn't read
Maybe
that far
charity?
into it, but
Hopefully charity.
hopefully.
You always want to hope.
You always
Honestly,
wanna hope.
the only thing I would want is the stapler in the Jell-O.
That's exactly.
Right?
I was gonna say, what would you guys want? And the only correct answer would be the stapler and the gel. It's iconic.
It's 100% not
That's
real
true.
Jell-O though, right?
Well, I feel like it'd be really cool to have like one of the original scripts.
Oh,
Like they have a couple
yeah.
of
I
the
didn't
original
think of that.
scripts
That's
in
really
there,
cool.
but that would be really cool to have also.
Yeah.
I changed my answer. I want original script.
You want an original script?
But
No.
the stapler and the Jell-O is also.
I would want the mug.
The World's Best Boss.
World's
mug.
Best boss
World's
mug.
Best
Like the
boss
real
mug.
Well, they
one.
have Creed's World's Best Boss mug up there.
Won't
so.
do it for me. Will not do it for me.
The one
Yes,
episode on
I
that.
bet some late night comedians are gonna buy some things and
Yeah.
make some jokes about it. But moving on to our last topic.
Okay.
Upcoming movies. Halloween, Spooktober as some people call it,
Spooktober.
is on its spooky way over. Are you guys big horror movie fans?
No.
I'm more of a thriller person.
Okay.
None of the above.
None of the above. Maybe thrillers are kind of horror movies.
Halloween, is this the same the original Halloween series?
Yes.
They're
So
remaking.
the very exciting Halloween themed horror movie called Halloween, which is my personal favorite horror movie, is getting a remake this year. It's going to come out in October.
On
It's
Halloween
called
or before?
way before Halloween. It's called Halloween, and it stars Jamie Lee Curtis in her iconic role 40 years after they filmed the original one. The original was filmed in
Wow.
1978, so it's
Wow.
2018.
Yeah.
And Michael Myers, the villain, is back, and he's here for revenge.
And he's here.
Honestly,
Honestly,
so I guess you have to go to theaters and find out what happened.
I don't know how I feel about remakes, but if they have Jamie Lee Curtis,
Yeah, it's gonna be a big commercial success.
If you liked the original, you have to see the remake.
You gotta see the remake if you like the original.
All right. Well, that's all the time we have for this week. Hopefully, go out and see that movie. Hopefully, you enjoyed what we talked about here today. We're your hosts, Heather Downey,
David Berg.
and Lizzie Kunini.
Stay classy, mules.